Hi, this is Vicky from the Spellbound Bead Company, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these fabulously festive mini tree earrings. So let's get started. I've got threaded my needle with some Nymo thread here. I'm using black. You can use any dark colour really. You just need something that's going to sink into the background, so obviously something like a black or a dark green is going to be, or maybe even a dark brown is going to be great, but you don't want anything that's too bright, so I'd stay away from white because that will show up and it'll just ruin the look of your trees. So we're using double thread, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick up 9 twin beads, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now normally what we'd do at this point is tell you to check that your beads had all got 2 holes in, but we're not using the outer holes on the twin beads, so this is actually quite a good way to use up your odds and ends if you've got any. So we're going to go and bring this down to the end of the thread. Now if I was sensible I'd have tied a keeper bead onto the end of the thread, so what I'll do is I'll just use one of these beads I'm going to use later on, just on the end, just while I'm doing this, to stop everything falling off. So do as I say, not as I do. So thread your keeper bead on and just tie a loose knot on the end before you start. Okay, so that's our 9 beads there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come through all of the beads a second time, so through the same hole in the same direction, and what that will do is it will bring the beads round into a circle. Okay, and you want, just move that there, you want quite a tight circle. Okay, so you need to make sure this is as tight as you can get it. You don't want any gaps. So we'll just take that keeper bead off, and now we're going to take the 2 ends of the thread and we're going to tie a double knot. So we're going to go round once, round twice, and then pull and pull it down nice and tight. Okay, so now we're going to do that again. Okay, and then we're just going to work the tail through there, just so that it's not at the end of the beads by the knot, and then we'll trim that off just with a pair of scissors, just there. Okay, and we'll do the same on the other end here. I'm actually going to use a second needle just so that I've got all these tidied up as I'm going along, but what you can do is you can make all 3 or all 6 of the rings that you need for the trees and then finish off these threads. So we'll just go through a couple of beads. You can either do them both together or one after the other, whichever is easiest for you. Now that's just going to get a bit caught because it's trying to take a straight piece of wire around a curve. So let's just, oops, pull that back and do it sensibly and do them one at a time. Well, there's one. Make sure if you're pulling both threads through, you pull them both through together so they're even. There's one, and I'll go through those 2 together. There. Okay, and trim that off. So there we go, so there's a ring of 9. And now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to make a ring of 7 this time. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and bring it down. Now you can use a keeper bead if you want. For the amount of time it's on, I'm sure most people can hold the beads. There we go. So thread it through there, and pull, and if you sort of pull against yourself, and that will pull it nice and tight again. So there's your ring. So that's the ring of 7. And here we go. Let's just tie a double knot. Pull it tight. And then tie a second double knot. Make sure it's sitting in the right place. You're not getting it caught around any of the beads. You don't want any loops showing or anything like that. And then we'll come through again. Go just through a couple. Excuse me. And snip. And then the other end. And go through in the other direction. There we go. Oops, managed my fingers. There's through 1 and 2. Oops. And then snip that off. And there you are, there's a second ring. So we've got a ring of 9, a ring of 7, and now we're going to make a ring of 5. So again, try not to fling them across the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come through all 5 again. Try not to get it caught on your finger. And pull. There we go. Pull it nice and tight. And you've guessed it. Double knot. No, I'll switch my thread ends the other. Try that one again. There's 1, and there's 2, and pull. Again, just make sure you pull all your thread ends in, and then we'll tie a second one, and 2, and, oops. Just keep pulling. Okay. And again, take the end of your needle through. You just want to make sure essentially that you never cut your knots right next to where you, you want to make sure you don't cut your threads right next to where you've tied your knots, because what can happen if you do is that your threads, the ends of the thread will work down into the knot, and then the knot can work itself loose, and then you'll have bits falling off, which is never a good thing, especially at Christmas. So again, we'll just come through another couple. I haven't got many beads to choose from with this one. There we go. And trim. So there you have the components for your first tree. So you've got a ring of 9, a ring of 7, and a ring of 5. Let's put it together to make a tree. So we're going to use a head pin, and we're going to pick up 2 of our beads for our trunk, so our brown seed beads. We're going to put the largest ring on, and then we're going to take one of the smaller seed beads, and we're just going to put it down so that it sits in the middle. just like that. It'll just stop everything wobbling around a little bit. Then we're going to put on the larger seed bead, just there. Then we're going to put on the middle size ring, then another large seed bead, then the small ring, then another large seed bead, and then a small seed bead. Oops, preferably one without a blocked hole. Small seed bead to sit on the top. So squish it all down so you've got yourself a tree shape. Obviously you can just give your rings a little bit of a tweak if need be. And now we're going to turn this into an earring by turning a loop on this wire above here. So we're going to cut this wire so that it's about 6 to 8 millimeters above the top of the tree. Just make sure that you keep hold of the end of the wire that you're cutting off so it doesn't fly off and cause any injury. And then with a pair of round nose pliers, we're going to hold those just in the end there. Make sure there's nothing sticking up above so you can make yourself a nice round loop. And we're going to bring that round, just like that, to make yourself your loop. Oops, there. And then we'll just straighten that up. So you've got your nice lollipop shaped loop above the tree. We'll then use a fishhook ear wire, and we're just going to sit the pliers flat across there and twist that loop that's on the bottom of there open. We're going to hook the tree on and we'll twist that closed again. Now be sure you twist that and don't pull it so that it keeps its nice circular shape. So then you can make a second one, and there you have your pair of mini tree earrings.